now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, he's back, everybody. It is D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. We got Sam Flannel. We got Spencer Raxter. We are locked. We are loaded. No Terry Foster today. He is off on Tuesdays, but we're all here. You're all here. Make sure you get involved in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Appreciate you guys all tapping in. I know that spirits and emotion was running high yesterday. Now we've had an opportunity to sleep on it yet again. But here we are. And yes, everybody, we're going to talk hockey in the second hour. I think we've earned that. I think we deserve that. I think we need that, D-Mac.
Thank goodness. I'm here for you guys. Just know that I'm back. I'm here for you. We got a lot of good Red Wing stuff coming up. So something to look forward to in the show.
Absolutely. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Big Play Jay, what up, though? 2 days in a row. Appreciate you, Big Play Jay, jumping in
Dabber,
there.
What's up, bud? What's up, Dabber?
Caught you slipping a little bit there, Dabber. No, but we're happy to have all of you. We don't play favorites. You guys are all like our children. We love you all the same, differently.
That's it. That's it. Scotty Bowman, Jimmy Johnson. Let's go.
Yes. Jack Harrington, Neal, who wins this weekend? Bama or Tennessee? I'm still chewing on that one a little bit. I am. I'm still chewing on that one. We'll have more for you on Friday. But speaking of football, we have a couple of nickel packages, reactionary nickel packages for you. Some NHL talk, as we said, in the second hour. We got to have a truth discussion with Jared Goff. But I want to start last night because I just got in an argument about 8 minutes ago with young Thomas Mazaway, who is neither Thomas nor young. But we had this going on. I think it's prevalent to the conversation, though, because I think it plays a part. And I'm prepared to draw the sword, D-Mac. I am. And I know we have like a company-wide text thread that we do. Spencer made his thoughts known yesterday.
Yeah.
The Raiders last night in the game, there was a lot of two-point conversion attempts last night. And I think some generational lines may have been drawn. And the two-point conversion in football has gone the way of politics now. It has. It's like a dividing line where everybody's going to die on their side of the hill. That's just the way that it is. It's controversial, D-Mac.
Well, no, it definitely is controversial, and I think it's one of those things is you're either one way or the other, right? And the new age NFL is obviously, look at how many times, I think it goes to the fourth down attempts also. We see teams go for it more on fourth down. I mean, our Lions, if they don't lead the league, they're up there in it. In fourth downs, but the two-point conversion. I sort of get it. I guess, what it comes down to, Neal? Are you analytical? Is this too much analytics, not enough feel in the game? Because, on the road, if you look at the way that it played out last night, even though the Las Vegas Raiders didn't get the two-point conversion, with the kickoff and stopping them and getting the ball back, it played out to where they had a shot.
Exactly.
And I mean, what are they? A half a juggle or like an iota that they could slow the camera down to a minute possibility to get the call on Devontae Adams, or at the worst, we're looking at one of the best kickers, Daniel Carlson, in the league, attempting a 55-yarder, right? So it's a game. It's one way or the other, right? It's the same thing. It's almost like on the fourth down calls, which, by the way, I haven't even mentioned one of the worst I've ever seen in the Lions game. I don't even understand, but that goes to the coaching. But to one thing is that I guess you're right, Neal. Because you're going to die on either what hill of which way to go. But in the whole scheme of things, right, it played out the way that Vegas thought it would play out, even if they didn't make that extra point. I don't know.
Yeah, and funny how they're always right. And Chuck Brewer in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, why did either happen? Here it is to me. And again, I'll draw the sword because I know how this is going to go. Spencer, you gonna come at me here? You may.
I might.
You might. I know the chat well.
Yeah.
I know the WoodwardSports.com chat well.
So, will you let us know which side of the coin?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I liked the Chiefs doing it because they're going for the knockout blow. They're making it a 2-score game. They're putting themselves up by 9. No matter what, you have to score twice to beat me. I don't mind that. I don't. They're going for the knockout blow. You got to get 6 feet. 6 feet, you win the game.
I don't mind that one either.
So, okay.
I think it was more of the... I didn't even second question that. A, because it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, who, by the way, 4 touchdowns yesterday, which set a record for Monday night or primetime game. But the fact is the one that maybe is questionable is the Vegas one.
Agreed.
On the road to tie with that just under 5 minutes left because there's a lot of time left. I don't understand that as a non-football guy. I get exactly the knockout blow as being a team that's won a championship, that's got the confidence, and you have Patrick Mahomes, Sam's guy. Right? Sam's guy, who's really happy with his, 4th overall pick, Patrick Mahomes last
4-1. What does everybody got to say now? I'm just saying. But yeah, I agree. The 2-point conversion by the Chiefs, I agreed with that one because, as Neal said, it would be the knockout blow. I truly believe that if they would have converted that would have broke the spirits of the Raiders, and it would have been absolutely over. But the other one, Neal, I'll let you explain.
So the other one, the Raiders, here's the deal. Here's my understanding of it. Here's my feel of it. Either way, if you kick the extra point or if you go for 2, you still have to stop the Chiefs.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. If you kick the extra point, if you go for 2 and get it, if you go for 2 and you don't get it, all those outcomes still have the same result. You still have to stop the Chiefs. So what they're doing is they want to make it so a stop is a win. That's what they're trying to do. And if they do stop them, they get the ball back, as we saw, which they did. Could still matriculate it down the field, which they did. The receivers ran into each other on a 4th down play. What are you going to do?
No, and when you explain it that way in this NFL, which is offensive driven, you have to take the opportunity to take the lead. I get it. It's more of the new NFL with the analytics and stuff like that, to your point. And they did stop Kansas City. But the back play is if they didn't convert, they had to go down and score again, which they weren't able to do.
Yeah, and that's where it was
it's
for me.
execution. So coaching, really, the game plan, and it's if I always say, if you fail, but you're all on the same page and you go for it, and that's where Vegas was. They were all on the same page. You could see that even on the 3rd and 3 when they had this. They knew that Kansas City was going to pass, and they had the coverage for it. So they went about it the proper way. Their execution just didn't come through.
Yeah. Chuck says, you're the better team. You don't need to take the knockout blow. This is the NFL. You always have to take the knockout blow. When it's 6 feet to win the game.
I like it.
You go for the jugular.
I like it because you step on their throats.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between sitting back and what are you going to... that's the total difference between what we're seeing in our team and
now we don't know. And look, everyone here is like, we don't know what this is like.
Right.
Because we're never in these positions. And I understand that. But that's how I would have operated. But see, I'm a little bit different. I'm always looking to put pressure on it. I don't care that I'm in Kansas City. And if you want to... And when Maz and I got into it, see, here's what it all boils down to. Maz wants his fate decided by a coin flip. I want to decide my own fate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Because Maz will be the same person that kicks the extra point, gets the game tied, they go to overtime, and then the Chiefs get the ball, they go down and score, and then Maz's like, well, both teams should get the ball. Well, they don't. That's how it is. So I'm going for 2 because either way, I got to stop them.
Which to your point, right? To your point, the NFL rule isn't like the college rule where both teams get possession. If that was the case, he'd have more of an argument to what you're talking about. But I like it. You control your own destiny. That's what you're talking about instead of leaving destiny into the fate of a coin toss. And at the end of the day, what you're still saying, Neal, is they have to stop the Chiefs regardless.
Either way, nothing changes.
Regardless, overtime, miss the 2-pointer, make the 2-pointer.
And see, this is what I'm talking about, like how it ties into today's society. Like, we get caught up in the feelings of it and don't look at the math of it. Either way, the outcome's the same. You have to stop the Chiefs.
Yep.
Period, end of story. So if you go for 2 and you get it and you stop the Chiefs, you win the football game. If you stop the Chiefs and you get the football back, your kicker just made a 100-yard field goal earlier in the game. He never misses, which is really weird for us too. That's how I'm operating, man. Now, if you want to boil this down further, you know why the Raiders lost that game. It isn't because of going for 2 or fourth quarters. They lost that game because they kicked 3 field goals in Kansas City. And you don't win kicking field goals in Kansas City. You don't. You don't. That's it.
Facts.
Like, and the other thing, this is really weird too. I know this is going to sound really crazy to everybody. The good teams in the NFL, the Chiefs, the Bucs of a couple years ago, the Rams of last year, you notice how they got the ball back at the end of the second quarter with 18 seconds to go, and what happened?
They got a field goal.
And who got the ball to start the third quarter?
The Chiefs. It's funny how
really
that
wild
works.
how those good teams, they always seem to do that. I know we don't understand that because we never see it here. Those are the things the good football teams do. They don't have bad contracts. They score at the end of the second quarter when they're getting the ball to start the third. They do all of those things. That's what it is. That's why the Raiders lost. It's not because of a 2-point conversion. They kicked 3 field goals on the road in Kansas City when they had them on the ropes in the first half, and they let them off the hook. That's what it was.
That defensive holding on the field goal, I don't know about that call.
That gave them
the Chiefs missed the field goal.
Some sus. You look at some of the calls. I mean, going back to the Grady Jarrett, Tom Brady this weekend and stuff. I mean, you understand why you overprotection with what had happened to Tua, and now the NFL coming out with the new stuff. But you know what I was happy about last night is when you're supposed to have 2 guys that can sling it and open up and have an offensive game. Both quarterbacks, offensively, it was an exciting game. They made plays. All the good players made plays. It was, an entertaining football game, which was nice coming off of what we watched Sunday.
Well, you're right, but those were high-level players, high-level teams and all that kind of stuff. So, it's different. That was even the Raiders. I know that they're 1-4 now and they're cooked, and they knew it. And Davante Adams, as we saw going down the tunnel, his emotions kind of spilled over a little bit but he knows, though. He knows it's over. And yes, it's over for the Raiders. Who are they tracking down in that division from 1-4 when you already have spotted the Chiefs a win?
Maybe the Broncos if Russell Wilson continues to play as bad as he has.
What, for the 15th pick in the draft?
Broncos got another primetime game this week.
Oh, I know. Monday night, right? Taking center stage.
Oh, yeah.
Let Russ
cook. Danger Russ.
Who are they playing? Do we know? I was just asking off the top of the head.
I believe it's the Chargers.
Is it?
Let me see.
Oh, okay. Can't wait for that one. And you know what? I like the Chargers. I'll watch because I like the Chargers. Let Russ cook. He's cooked. It's over.
It's done. Over.
Confirmed it is against the Chargers.
It doesn't help that he's got no help from the head coach either, which we know what it's like here. Right, I mean, it's just, and that's a different thing. Where you just mentioned, Neal, the 1-4 Raiders, and the Lions are 1-4 also. But look at the difference.
Yeah, are those the same football teams we saw?
No, one team has Davante Adams, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones. I mean, they still got dudes that are putting up numbers. I mean, Davante Adams balled out yesterday. Derek Carr played very well. And the Lions, they get shut out. So that's the difference between 1-4 teams. It's
Lions
so
are closer to the Texans than they are the Raiders.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Max Crosby, man, he gets slept on a lot.
Dude's a monster, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He gets slept on a lot, and I don't understand why.
Condor.
Mm-hmm. right. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you're struggling, if you know somebody that's struggling with mental health issues, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com. Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it. You've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine, or if you want to make a decision, multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. Make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, no T-Foss today. Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel, you know the squad. We are ready to rock. Got a couple nickel packages, college and pro coming up. Red Wings NHL talk in the second hour of the show. Some great points, too, laid out by D-Mac with the European influx of talent. Some geeky stuff. Some geeky hockey stuff that I'm going to ask D-Mac about. So, and I'm surprised.
Something fun to talk about.
Yeah. in our WoodwardSports.com chat, man, these people are hockey hungry.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they got to be something hungry because the Lions, it's like eating spoiled vegetables.
They definitely ain't it. Speaking of that, let's talk some Lions, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. Look, we had and it was funny because I think it was AC that said I was too emotional yesterday. Was I too emotional yesterday?
No.
I don't think so.
They just came off getting shut out when they needed a win. Matt Patricia was a coach on the other end.
Into the streets? Did you put them all in at once? Did you just dump them all in? You didn't roll like 100 out?
But I told everybody like this was the scenario, right? Like
Yes.
It's the same scenario that's going to get you mock draft talk on Wednesday or Thursday.
I was pretty emotional yesterday. I was looking into the mic at the place we were at last night, and I was like, I'm a broken man. I can't do this anymore.
But listen, Spence, here's the thing. You can be the example.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of you out there in your Sparty Dome and your Lions Dome and all
That's
that.
true.
But we have things to look forward to, right? That's why we're going to focus a little bit on if you got to get your football fix in. And, we're going to talk a little bit about what might be down in the draft. But then we're going to look at the Pistons. We got a lot of stuff to talk about with them and the exciting young team there and exciting young team with the Wings. So there are some things to talk about. But if you can get through this,
you can get through anything.
Phantom, you can get through anything,
Yeah,
big
honestly,
boy. We got you, brother.
It's weighing on me.
You'll be all right.
It's weighing on me. It's tough. I'm honestly close to picking like a second NFL team.
Oh, you're not there yet?
But Spence, I think you're like me a little bit though. You know in your heart that's weak.
Yeah, it is weak. And I don't want to do it. I have a second college team. I'm already there. Like I'm all in on Tennessee. Like I love
that's your one this year.
Hooker. Yeah, I want Tennessee to do things, man. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, just like the second NFL team. It's lame to me, man.
As much as you say it, the Patriots are my other team. It's never the same.
No,
it's never the same.
And that's it. It all boils down to that. It can't be created. It can't be. You can't care that much.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the years in.
Yeah.
You don't have the year. You're not calloused.
It's true. And that's like I have a second basketball. Like the Knicks are my second team in basketball, and that's I've been on them for years, and that's.
You're calloused.
That's your Carmelo love.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So that goes best. So that makes sense because of the investment there. I think a lot of times where a lot of other people, where you see it's a family thing. That's why you get a lot of the Cowboys fans from outside of Dallas and different things like that. I know I had a second team, but I lived down in Clearwater in Tampa for 6 years. So I got to watch and see famous Jameis do his thing down there and stuff like that.
Oh, you lived through peak Jameis. I'm so
peak
jealous.
Jameis, I know. Slinging it.
Oh, my God.
30 for 30s all day.
4,000 yards,
Touchdown,
30 touchdowns, 30 picks, man.
That's
I love it.
Greatest show on turf.
100%. 100%. I'm so jealous of you, D-Mac.
Yeah.
I don't care about the hockey stuff. I'm jealous that you live
Slinging
up
it.
close and personal through peak
Slinging
Jameis
it.
Winston.
Cam Sunset, Ronnie Gamsheim, he had season tickets, so we'd make it to a bunch of games. And it's funny, though, because Raymond James Stadium, because of how the sun comes in, you want to be on the one side in the shade, because when it gets hot in the sun, you'll cook.
Unlike Russ
Cooking.
Wilson, it actually cooks.
Yes,
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Moon Talk. It goes to show you the importance of coaching. The head coach in football is the most important coach in the 4 major sports: hockey, baseball, and basketball. But you know what, Moon Talk? You're right. And the importance of the coach in football now, given the 2-point conversions and the analytics of football, it is incredible.
Is it fair to say that what we're seeing more, too, is the teams and the coaches that are the best making the halftime adjustments? And what do I say to that? Because I look around and I look at the younger coaches around the league, some of them who are failing as much as our guy, but guys like Brian Daboll and what he's doing with the Giants, and you look at, against Green Bay and the way that the adjustments that some of the coaches and some of the teams, it's more glaring in today's NFL that some teams can't make adjustments or don't change their game plan to what's going on. Right? I mean, we saw, we were living it, but it's also too we're seeing it, and you look what's going on in New York, with Daboll and Saleh. God bless Robert Saleh. I mean, I watched Breece Hall, who's a running back, talk in an interview how excited it is and how much they believe in each other and they think they're a good team. This is the Jets we're talking about. It's the freaking Jets, bro. I mean, congrats to Salah, obviously one of our own and stuff like this. But that's, to me, adjustments, coaching, and stuff like this. And I think that's the big thing, right? Is how do you roll at the times? How do you combine the analytics with this, that, and the other thing with the rules? You nailed something, Neal, so hard through the break. Look at the competitiveness. The NFL's figured out how to keep every game.
They juice the most out of every rule.
So close.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, unless you're Pittsburgh or the Lions, you get blown out. But every other game comes down to one score and how you're going to get there.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Matt Kruger says, if you're a Detroit fan, you have to have a second or third team in every sport. You know what? And then we just kind of stumbled into this. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. For real, do you have a second team? Because I don't. I would say that the closest second team I have is probably the Edmonton Oilers. And it's not a team. And Chuck Brewer says, don't pick a second team, pick a player and go with him. And that's more what the Edmonton Oilers for me is, because I'm a Connor McDavid simp. Like, that's
But you're
that's
sloppy
why.
from day one. You used to, buy the hotel package.
Dude, full disclosure. Full disclosure.
So this is along the same lines as Spencer's Carmelo Anthony love.
And that's fair. So I used to get the OHL TV package when he played for the Erie Otters to watch OHL games, to watch Connor McDavid play, because he was mercurial.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. It started with me with Carmelo. We had 5 kids, 2 parents, and dial-up. And so during March, everybody's watching one thing, and it was the tournament, and I saw Carmelo single-handedly win an NCAA tournament, and I was like, dude, this guy's a baller. And so ever since then.
Yep.
And I would say for NFL, like the closest, I think I've said this before, they're not my second team. I don't follow them like that, but the Ravens, because Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Terrell Suggs are like 3 of my favorite players of all time. So I love that. And then the 49ers are the other one, because Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. I just love the violence.
How about on the opposite side? How about hate watching?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate watching Arizona.
I do that with the Cowboys.
I do it with Arizona. And I drafted all the Cardinals in my fantasy team to hate watch them. to you know what I'm saying? I got Kyler Murray, James Conner, Ertz, all these dudes or whatever.
Man, your team blows.
No, I know. On purpose. And I still won. Poor Kool-Aid took a beating this weekend, and I mismanage my lineup all the time on purpose, but I hate watch because I saw it in here because somebody said that they've been out Arizona since 2001 and they hate the Cardinals. So I hate watch the Cardinals. Maybe that's just because we're used to losing, so maybe we like to hate watch. And you said you hate watch the Cowboys.
I do. I hate watch the Cowboys and I root against them and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, the more I start to think about it, because college football was always my thing, I kind of followed the coaches. I'm going back to Chuck Brewer's thing here. June Jones, because you guys know, like I like 5 wide receivers and I like 60 passes a game and I like 1,200 yards of total offense.
And you like Mountain West.
And I like Mountain West football and WAC football back in the day. Like I like that gimmick stuff. That's why I like college football more than pro football. Because you can, if you like a style, there's still such a variance in style. Pro football, everyone does the exact same thing. Because the guys are so good, it's all that works. Like you can't have option play in the NFL because the linebackers are as fast as a running back. You know, like that's just the way that it is. And so for me, I like the teams in college football that I like options. Like I like the service academies; they're fun to watch. I like 5 wide and things like that. So that was always that's where I got the love affair with Hawaii when they had Timmy Chang back in the day and all that kind of stuff. I like the Atlanta Falcons back in the early '90s when I was a little kid because
Dirty Bird.
Yeah, and they ran the run and shoot. The Lions ran the run and shoot for a long time too. I like that stuff. It's appealing to me. But I never had like a second team that I like. I'm gonna go get the gear and wear it. And as soon as the Lions game's over, I'm gonna go watch the Broncos game or I'm gonna go watch the Cardinals game because they're my team. I can't. Like you said, Spen, I don't have the years. I don't have the experience in there. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter as much. Doesn't mean as much. You're not as emotionally tied in.
Right, and you never will be.
And like growing up, seeing my dad deal with the same stuff that I deal with every Sunday watching the Lions. Right. It's different, you know. It really is.
Wonder what the consciousness of the show. The Legend Killer. Do you have a second team?
I have a second player, and it's Patrick Mahomes, to the surprise of absolutely no one. And I've been on him ever since he entered. Hey, had the same energy for Neal and Connor McDavid then. But, it's the exact same thing. I have a player like Patrick Mahomes who I've loved from day one. I was happy when he was drafted to the Chiefs because I knew that Andy Reid would be able to unlock him. I kind of thought he got unfairly criticized in college because he would lose those games 66-59. Texas Tech had no defense. And then in the NFL, he's had probably the greatest start to a career of any NFL player ever, and it's been amazing to watch. But if he leaves the Chiefs, I'm just going to follow Patrick Mahomes. It's not a Chiefs thing at all.
And that's where I was, because I was a simp for Barry Bonds.
That's fair.
I bought the MLB package every single year just to watch the Giants games, just because I liked Barry Bonds. And I hated Jeff Kent. Well, Jeff Kent has one of Barry Bonds' MVP, but they put Jeff Kent's name on it for some reason. And I never understood that. But, the man that was intentionally walked with the bases loaded, he should have stopped the game and put him in the Hall of Fame right there. But it has always been that. It's always been a second player, but I've never had like a second team. I like the Giants because of Barry Bonds.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, too, is around here is you follow your college guys, pro,
right?
No matter where they go and stuff like that. So there is I think you brought up a great point, though, Sam, is that you're going to follow Patrick Mahomes wherever he goes. Happy in the thing. Speaking about Patrick Mahomes, you know why? Did you see like some of the stuff they did on him yesterday? But when you hear somebody who is arguably one of the best at his craft talk about basics, fundamentals, the little things, when he realizes when he gets off is when his fundamentals get out of whack. That's how you don't. I like to hear that. That's how I know that he's going to be successful and he works at it and stuff like that. You don't hear that from the top guys all the time.
Yeah, you don't hear it about your boy Kyler Murray, that's for sure. Southpaw Slabs, WoodwardSports.com. Well, great. Southpaw Slabs, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I used to be enamored with the Sacramento Kings when they had C-Webb, Bibby, Peja, Christie, Bobby Jackson, etc. That team was the first time my eyes were ever glued to a television screen as a kid, jaw on the floor. I felt the same way about the Golden State Warriors back in the day when they had my guy Baron Davis. They lost every game, 142-135. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Kevin in Muskegon says the Titans are my second team. I don't know anyone can like the Titans.
Yeah.
Like, what do they do that's appealing? Their defense isn't like lockdown. They don't score a ton of points. I just never got the Titans thing.
They're like Malva toast.
Yeah,
Just bland.
absolutely. Tammy Chin says, just like hockey, I love my Red Wings. Obviously, my number 2 is Boston. Tammy, that's kind of Boston.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Now, Tammy, are you Boston or are you Todd or Brad Marchand? Like, are you more like Sam Flannel with Patrick Mahomes? If Marchand went somewhere else, would you still be Boston or would you be Marchand? That's the question.
To be fair, says at Neal, before ESPN televised Mountain West games, I got to follow the old-time Western Athletic Conference out in Phoenix, the WAC. I saw Barry Bonds play in person at Old Arizona State Stadium, baseball stadium in Tempe. That's right, who had the all-time Arizona State home run record till Spencer Torkelson came and beat that.
Yeah. Legend.
I'm just saying that. That's exactly what happened.
Are you saying that Tort's going to go walk with the bases loaded at some point in his career?
I think he will.
All right.
I think you have a much higher degree in likelihood of getting your haircut at Lady Jane's than you do a Spencer Torkelson getting walk with the bases loaded.
Or actually, you know what? You might actually have a bigger opportunity at winning what Lady Jane's, yes, haircuts for men, 168 of them, all throughout this great country. You've come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. Yes, Neal is saying that up to $200,000 on your dream home, you have a better chance. So get into Lady Jane's today, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Get yourself some of that $200K.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activities, play-by-play updates, live scores, and most importantly, guys, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. The list is customizable. Line it up with the sites that you have accounts with. Then, when you want to find the best line, you just fire up OddsTrader.com. Boom, it's all there in front of you. You go right to it. And you get that action in, and you get the best price available. Don't give anything away, guys. OddsTrader.com. Download the app. Go to OddsTrader.com right now to find your best bet. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxford. No T-Foss today. I believe he'll be back with us tomorrow. Mike G, second team this past season was the Avs. So damn good and fun to watch. Hey, you know what? Mike G, I have to come clean on that. I was, with Nathan McKinnon. I'm sorry, D-Mac.
Somebody
feel like I'm cheating on you.
Somebody won 9-1 beginning of the season. 200 against 1,800. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him.
Well, that's different. That's
different.
That's money. That's emotionless.
So I'm with Mike G. I had my side eye on the Avs, and they are fun to watch.
No, they are. They are. They're fun to watch, especially Nathan McKinnon. Too bad he's locked up now. I may have to turn around on that. Critical question we couldn't get to yesterday about the Lions. Jared Goff. And I know we were running hot about Dan Campbell. Some people came at me about Brad Holmes. And I didn't understand why with the Brad Holmes thing. We've seen him have success, but whatever. I digress. That was yesterday. We didn't get this opportunity. And I know Spencer's probably chomping at the bit for this. But D-Mac, I ask you the question. Jared Goff, which is he? Is he more the first 4 games, or was he more the Patriots game? You got to pick a side.
I'm gonna go. See, my glass isn't neither half full or empty. It's always refillable, and I'm gonna go that was more Bill Belichick owning a rookie offensive coordinator, the Belichick effect on having his success against Goff as a quarterback.
That's the data we have, right?
The data that we have. I'm going to say that it's more that had the effect So today, if you ask me to answer the question on this Tuesday before bye week, I say Jared Goff's more to the first 4 games. But if I see it as we continue with after the bye week where this is more of a consistency, right, where he wasn't helped out. He didn't help himself either, but I just think that he was, you can't say he was going to just smoke through the season scot-free, right? This was going to happen, and against Belichick, I can look at the data and see why. So today I'm going to answer this question with he's more like the first 4 games. The consistency of the first 4 games going through those coaches, and I think it's more of a combination of Jared Goff and Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell being Belichick.
And that's fair.
Because I'm not going to say you got Patricia.
You're never saying that.
Oh gosh, I'm still mad somebody didn't go over there and punch him.
See, and here's where I get caught up too, and perusing over social media, looking at some of the chats, and listening to the talk around town. Uncle Mikey says Goff is garbage under pressure. Who isn't? Like, for real. In this, pull up the analytics. Look at every quarterback under pressure. That's why pressure's so important. That's why edge rushers are always 3 of the first 5 picks in the draft. That's why it's imperative that you get good edge rushers. Because pressure is the name of the game. Pressure, QB pressures and QB sacks are the new turnovers. They impact football games.
Because of the way that the rules are called, and now how many times do you see more that they're cracking down on guys running through the middle and you can't, like, give them a ball. I know that the past 5-yard hands rule, but now you're seeing a lot of the misdirection bumping in the middle of the field on the defense. So the thing why you need pressure is because it holds up your back end a little bit longer. If you only have to defend a guy for a second and a half as opposed to 4 seconds, right? We see the way the rules are. So, you nailed it, Neal. You nailed it. And even you saw it last night. Some of the best in the league. When Patrick Mahomes, who is as escapable as anybody, when the offensive line broke down and you got Crosby in the backfield in a second, he can't even escape that. And I think that, when you read about things have to go right for Jared Goff. He's got to be protected. He's got to have an efficient pocket because he's not going to really escape and make plays like we see some of the top quarterbacks do.
Right. And look, Mahomes is a magician, and we've seen him time, and that's what makes him so much fun to watch, is the way he can turn chicken-ish into chicken salad. And he's gifted in that respect. And there's only a couple of dudes in the league that can still do that. As we wrapped up the WoodwardSports.com chat poll, for real, do you have a second team? 61% of you said no. I like to see the honesty in the poll because I thought for sure that was going to be flipped. And Spencer just put up the new one, WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Who's the real Jared Goff? The one we saw against the Pats or the one we saw in the first 4 weeks? First 4 weeks was 76% of the vote. And I just want to have like a level-headed, real discussion about it. Sam Flannel, your take, which one?
I would say first 4 weeks of this year with one qualifier, if Ben Johnson is his offensive coordinator, because it wasn't just the first 4 weeks of this year. It was the last 4 weeks of last season. In those 8 games combined, Jared Goff threw 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. And I still believe that Ben Johnson is the offensive coordinator that will continue to unlock Jared Goff's potential. This one game did give me some cause for pause because we've also seen Jared Goff look bad with Anthony Lynn as his offensive coordinator and even at times with Los Angeles with Sean McVay. But the reason that it is the first 4 weeks is it is not a 4-game sample size. It is an 8-game sample size. And if we're just talking about the first 4 games of this year, he had 11 touchdown passes, which at the time was leading the NFL or tied for the NFL lead. So for me, it is the first 4 weeks of this year is the more of the real Jared Goff, but that doesn't mean that the last game didn't give me some cause for pause.
Spencer?
I think he's right in the middle. I don't
pick one.
He said you have to choose.
I can't.
You have to choose. I had to choose right now, today, which way?
I'd have to say the first 4 weeks. I would, because I don't think he's as bad as what he showed us versus the Patriots. Bill Belichick has his number. That is what happens, when you have a guy that does that to you every time you play him. But I also don't think he's as good as he showed us in the first 4 weeks.
No, I think we can all agree. But I think to Sam's point is we have a bigger sample size that we really can go to with the stats. So if it's more of an 8 game. But like I said, I think there's a lot to do with, this was Ben Johnson's welcome to the league part. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bill Belichick. And I think here's the thing. Right, Bill Belichick knew that and made it apparent for whatever reason that they buckled down. When he's got to buckle down on a game plan where he knows he can step on a team's throat, he does it a lot of time, and that's not a very talented team either.
Oh, man, here we go. Spencer, just like that in the crosshairs of the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington, pick one, Spencer.
Yeah.
Dominator. Spencer, the infamous Goff hater, can't pick.
I'm not a Goff hater. I'm a Goff truther.
Mike G says, Spencer, no Melba Toast take.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right on.
But that's what Goff is. He is Melba Toast. He's mid. He's not great. He is not terrible. He's all right. He will get the job done if everything around him is perfect. If not, he's not going to go out there and take a game for you. He's not going to go out there and win a game for you. He is mid. He is Melba Toast. He is cream of wheat. Like, he goes out there, he does his job, but he needs every single other person on the team, both defensively and offensively, to do their jobs as well to have success.
It's funny because it lines up, right? And I think he's a little better than cream of wheat or Melba Toast.
Yeah, he's like cocoa
rye
wheats.
toast.
Yeah, rye toast, cocoa wheats.
With butter. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a spoonful of vanilla.
Okay, but that's fair. But see, for me, and you guys have heard me, and I've come around to this too, and I keep seeing this too on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Placeholder to get somebody else. Guys, he's paid mid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he delivers for what he cost. You break even with Jared Goff in the grand scheme of things. I honestly believe that.
And I honestly, Easy brought this up. He was like, he's not the guy that wins you the big one. And I'm not worried about winning the big one.
I want to win all one.
To winning the big one. I want to win a game. I want to do that at least. So I'm fine with Goff where he is now, what he's doing now. And I'm honestly fine with him for next year because this team is not ready. We need to sign 2 defensive starters. We need to draft 2 defensive players and draft a quarterback in the 4th round.
Is it more apparent to me, like Goff and Jimmy G?
Yes.
Do you put them in the same category where it's almost like you're waiting to see if they're serving, Jimmy G, and I put him a little bit ahead because, I don't know if I put him a little bit ahead. I consider them both the same.
They're pretty
team
similar
around them. But again, it comes to coaching because what do the 49ers do? They seem to put him in a better position, and plus they have that defense. So it's that team around him. But, Goff isn't that dynamic guy that's going to go out and solely win the game. He's a guy that's serviceable for a team he's proven it, right? When you're healthy, you got your Swifts and your Amon-Ra St. Browns and you're clicking. We've seen it click. Yeah. So hopefully they can figure this out. No better time for a bye week.
Yeah, I know. Next year, your little 2 defensive starter plan, though, Spence. I don't see it in the cards, man, as far as cap space goes and all that kind of stuff.
What do we have cap-wise next year?
About 17-ish million. Oof. Now, but you can help that. TJ Hawkinson, you got to make a decision on TJ Hawkinson.
Trade. They should trade him this year. Trade him to the Bucks.
I'm just saying, you got to make that. You got to make that determiner, man.
Trade TJ Hawkinson to the Bucks. Sign Bradley Chubb in the offseason.
You could save a couple bucks cutting Romeo Okwara too.
Is he alive? I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard a single thing. He's looking better.
These are the questions you got to ask, man.
Yeah.
Because look, it's over. This year's over. So let's start firing those engines. And I'm going to try to save that till we get through that let me let you in behind the curtain a little bit here.
In 4 weeks when we're 1-7, everybody's going to be saying that.
Hey now, yeah. That's what you're going to have to do. At some point, you just got to crack open a Cintron and say, you know what, F it, because it's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, which we'll be talking about at depth. Season starts this week, everybody. Cintron's combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into the Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all-in-one Red Wings themed package. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Pre-order it today. Get energized with Cintron. This week, everybody, let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What's up, guys? Neal Ruhl for Custom Health Centers. Is it time to get back in the weight loss battle? Feel like summer packed on a few too many LBs? Custom Health Centers can take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well, WoodwardSports.com, chat thread, Mike G. Okay, 2 for 4. Neal, why wait? Why wait? Absolutely. Glad to see Neal Ruhl in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I was told Hawkinson's the greatest tight end in Lions history. I was told that.
How do you do that and do that?
I'm multifaceted, I guess you could say. I'm trying out here. So as far as the next year goes, and I saw somebody kind of throwing shade about the Brockers thing. You can easily move on from him next year.
Should have moved on from him this year.
Well, you can easily move on from. Maybe it was part of the plan. Maybe. Who knows? You could save about $10 million in cap space. So cut Okwara and cut Brockers. It's $10 million in cap cheddar right there.
Yeah.
That's my point. They're saying Charks looks like a bust too. Chark's only here for 3 more months, and then it's over. And again, everyone put your hands up. All the people that were, I hated the Chark signing. We can count them on one hand.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like,
I just want accountability.
It's for sure. I've said that multiple times on heavyweights. It's like, obviously now hindsight's 2020. You look back at it, you're saying that money could have been spent on defense. But if you would have told any Lions fan from last season coming into this season that they weren't signing a wide receiver, you would have been ran out of town. So we didn't know the offense was going to look like that without.
Plus, you had Hutch coming in. 12 and a half sacks loading.
Oh, man. I'm going to have some accountability for that, aren't I? I mean, he could still make a big push.
We'll have D-Mac, you're the minister of accountability. The day is coming, right? The day is not today.
Not today, but I
like
the day
your
is self-awareness. Looks like you have been talking to that guy in the mirror, and that's the best part. With new information, which we have, your opinion might have changed.
I mean, the worst part is that he still has a good chance to do it, but looking at how he's played so far this season, I just don't see it. I just don't see the playmaking ability and him being able to get 9 more sacks?
Well, you mean him getting sauced by Bailey Zappi with a free run to him? Yeah.
Dude, I was screaming at the TV because I'm like, there we go, there's number 4, and then Bailey Zappi just steps on his side. But that's the problem with Aiden Hutchinson's pressures. They're all very undisciplined, at least most of them are. And there was another one. You cannot let Bailey Zappi shake you. He's not mobile. What the hell, man? Come on.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
You see the anger in his eyes?
He's
right
cracking.
there on his boy. He's getting there. But I mean, again, you're gonna see. Can he make that adjustment? Can he make the improvement? So far, no. But there's some ability there. But that's what you said. To me, it's a discipline thing. So is it a coaching thing? Right? Is it a coaching thing? Is he being put in the best possible position, or is he not the right guy? We'll see.
No, we will see.
Good week for a bye.
It seems to always be a good week for a bye around here, doesn't it?
It seems like it comes at the right time, just for the sanity of the fans.
Right. So, that's...
Yeah, but we'll let you off today. We're going to get to it, though. We're going to get to it. But I like where your head's at, Sam, because that's, what you always say, and I love the accountability that you have with new information. And like you said, I think the whole Lions fan base did the same thing when Bailey Zappi juked Hutchinson or whatever, because he's close. How many times do we come here? Every week we come here and go, if he could just make a play. Oh, he's there. He'd just make a play. And it's not like he's not around it to make a play, even starting in the Philly game, through the hole and stuff like that. So hopefully he can learn.
Man, things change quickly. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. NFL Draft Junkie. Make Hutchinson start with Rocky training. Chase some chickens. Uncle Mikey says Zappi took one step to shake him.
He did.
Okay. Huron Mark M says Hutchinson needs some humility. Stop worrying about the brand and get the job done on the field. Chris Pennington, Hutch over pursues. He's a rookie. He'll get there. Wheezy D313, David Ajabo wouldn't have missed Bailey Zappi.
I mean, that's a fair
That's
point.
fair.
And that's so crazy how quickly things change with Aiden Hutchinson, because in week 1 you can chalk it up to Jalen Hurts is an extremely mobile quarterback. It was his first game, fine. Some of the pressures were undisciplined. But when you have Bailey freaking Zappi dead to rights, you have to punish him. You have to put him on the ground, or at the very least force him into an intentional grounding or a bad throw. But no, all Bailey Zappi did was just a little Olay, and then boom, first down run. Unbelievable. I was probably the most angry person in Detroit at that point. It's like, here he goes. Boom. Done. Terrible. I can't take it anymore, man.
That's tough. That's tough to watch.
Yeah. Neal Ruhl in the WoodwardSports.com chat, though. Sam Flannel fell for the Aiden hype. He was a mediocre player at Michigan until McDonald defensive scheme utilized his strengths to cover up his deficiencies.
I don't think he was mediocre in 2019. He was young. He obviously missed almost all of 2020 with an injury. In 2021, he did have an amazing year. But to a lot of people's point, in the biggest game of the season against Georgia, he did pretty much disappear. And now you can look back at that and hope that it's not, but maybe think, maybe that was a sign of things to come. And this is coming from me, the biggest Aiden Hutchinson fan probably in the damn city.
Mike G says Jordan Davis would have eaten Bailey Zappi. The Jordan Davis stuff, man. You surprised by that, D-Mac?
No, because a lot of times when you hear a lot of people, including myself, when they traded up to 12, thought that they might be, going for Jordan Davis or whatever. I think that I was a big Jordan Davis fan, coming out of college. So, I mean, it's hindsight. Obviously, we're going to play this game when you're not successful.
Right, and when the analytics, I mean, like the rushing average when Jordan Davis is on the field against the Eagles.
Right, it's pretty much just and look who he plays behind. He plays behind Graham and Cox and stuff like this that are two all pros in their own right. So he's learning from the best, and I mean, yeah. When you see a guy that you could have had that playing in a deficiency on your team that he could help, obviously. And when you have a guy that you chose and he's not doing what you expected him to do, then everybody obviously in hindsight. But
I'm surprised how quickly. I mean, look at this.
I'm just glad I got the clock. I'm just waiting till the clock runs out. That's all it is. I walked in. I go, Spence, what are we on? 22? Okay, so I got 12 more. Okay, bye week. Cool.
You could juxtapose D-Mac's Lions clock to the end of the DJ Chark era in Detroit too, because it's the exact same clock.
That is true.
Because come January,
he gone.
It's a wrap. Man, it is incredible. Ransom Hutch needs to break down and make a play. Doughboy Steve, arms too short. Like it is funny how quickly. I mean, we're 5 games into this, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I'm not ready to.
I'm not either.
To sell the kid. I broke down his snap counts.
You got.
Yeah.
I mean, it's men.
Yeah.
Right. You come from playing when your own age group, or it's a big difference. I mean, I can relate to junior hockey, but when you're a 19-year-old playing against 18 and 17-year-olds, right, and then the next year you're playing against 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
A little bit of an adjustment.
And his snap counts, I broke that. He's playing 95, 85, 100% of defensive snaps. Like, for a rookie to do that is asking a lot out of the guy. It's like I looked at it compared to other pass rushers in the league. Like Bradley Chubb, he's playing around 75% of snap counts. Matt Judon playing around 75% of snap counts. Nick Bosa playing around 70% of snap counts. The only one that was up there with Hutch in the high 80s to 90s is Micah Parsons, but that's because Micah Parsons does so much more than just rush the passer.
He's a linebacker.
And it's,
and he's a freak.
You're asking this young guy to come in there and play 95 to 100% of snaps. Nick Bosa played 71% of defensive snaps against the Rams and had 16 pressures. 16. Like we need you need to give him a break a little bit. He can't be playing 95% of your defensive snaps.
That's the thing. Here's the thing too, is that as a young guy, he's got to learn what his motor is. Right? I mean, it's like having the video game guy where you got 100. He only knows to hit the power button every time he's out
The
there.
turbo
So
button,
you see like him getting tired, and he's got to figure out like some of the best in the business. Like but again, does that not come down to coaching? But that goes to show you how depleted you are. If you don't have that, you don't have the luxury of him playing.
Yeah.
Behind
What's the
somebody.
alternative? Right. No. And look, that's fair. Even me saying that, I'm not ready to cut the guy or anything like that.
No.
It is a skill position. Playing end in the NFL, man, is almost comparable to being a quarterback in the NFL. Like, there are nuances to the position. Cornerback and end, man. And you got to be refined to do it. Now, there are some genetic freaks that show up and do it, like Micah Parsons. Who'd have thought the guy from Penn State was going to be the only good Big Ten player?
I wanted Micah Parsons. I'm just saying.
Who would have thought that? When we come back,
me and Maz were on that Micah Parsons train.
When we come back, it's nickel package time. We need a guardian, though. I know that.
Absolutely. Oh, do we ever? Guardian Alarm right now is the perfect time to make sure you have peace of mind and home security from Guardian Alarm, the most trusted name in home and business security. With 24/7 monitoring, you can have the peace of mind knowing you're being backed by the best in the security business. So if you want to be part of Big D Energy Woodward Sports family, you can be, but I need you to call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many straight days of flannel protection?
144.
144 straight days of flannel protection. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Give them a call today. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out bye week. We can't lose on a bye week.
Guardian Alarm, we need them now more than ever. Give them a call today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Ribbit, get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Nova Vice. So stop by, tell them we sent you. They'll print you one up, bingo, right on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rachter. It is time to go 5 deep. That's right. It's time for the NFL Nickel Package. This is Spencer Raxter's time to shine. Dazzle me, Spencer.
All right, NFL Nickel Package starting now. First question, is the NFC East better than the AFC West? You look at the NFC East, you got the Eagles sitting at 5-0 as the only undefeated team, Cowboys at 4-1, Giants at 4-1, and then the Commanders. But everybody was hyping up the AFC West, but the NFC East is looking like the toughest division in football.
I want to so badly. Yeah. I so badly want to say the NFC East, but I just can't. And look, Russ is cooked.
He is cooked.
The Broncos are cooked. The Raiders are cooked just because they're 1-4. Are they a good team? You know, I mean, good is relative. They're a 1-4 football team. That's what they are. You know, the Commanders, who, by the way, have far and away surrendered the most sacks in the NFL. Come to find out,
offensive line's important.
Maybe it was a little more the Commanders than it was the Detroit Lions. I'm just saying, consider the possibility. The Eagles are for real.
Yes.
They've got... I'll say this, man. Mahomes is the best quarterback in those two divisions.
Yes, he is.
But Jalen Hurts and Herbert, it's closer than you guys want to admit. I know you're pre-programmed to say that. Look, even Sam Flannel right there. It's closer than you want to admit, Sam Flannel. That's all that I'm saying about
Jalen
it.
Hurts, the top 3 MVP candidate so far this year.
Patrick Mahomes is 5 leagues above Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is good.
I said that.
He said Jalen Hurts and Herbert.
Jalen Hurts and Herbert is closer than you want to admit. / if it's not Jalen Hurts already.
Yeah.
So
it's second behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
okay.
You know, Mahomes in a league of his own.
Okay, fair enough.
No doubt. I want to say the NFC East, but you know, midnight's coming for the Giants.
You can't say if you're gonna go by the records and what the Cowboys and the Giants. You know, the surprise of that division. I think it was Jalen Hurts, a real deal. He is. So the Eagles, they're not really the surprise. The surprise is Denver, and then even the Raiders, who have a better team than their record at 1-4, but you know, it's San Diego. They're running into injuries, but they seem to be the San Diego we thought they'd be, as did the Kansas City. Talent-wise, those two teams probably are more talented, but listen, the NFC East is getting it done. They're finding ways to win. Now Philly's, you know, done it more of the AFC West way of winning the games. But the Cowboys and Giants, the records speak for himself. This is about show me the wins. You know, I'm not gonna. Which is about it. You got to say the East.
Yeah.
You have to say the East. You by record wise. Now, I agree. The most talented teams in the West. Maybe. If you're gonna go, Philly has 2, but on the record wise and just getting it done, and you're telling me a league where it's all about wins. It's all about wins. I'm looking down here and I see 13-2.
Dallas winning with Cooper Rush.
It's crazy, 4 in a row.
Went to LA and beat the Rams.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Giants beat the Packers. And
I heard this more of. It goes to the way that it's easy. It might be an easier game, you know, more of a team game, and instead of just relying on Dak and all this stuff. The question that we'll ask later in the week, if Dak's coming back, does that hinder the progress? I mean, you can't not put Dak into the thing about you can't lose it to injury, but you got to give Cooper Rush all props in the world for going in there and doing what no one thought he could do.
Facts.
Big facts. Second down.
Second question in the nickel package. We were on Doug Peterson last week before he went out there and laid an egg against Houston. Sticking with the NFC East, is Brian Daboll now a lock for Coach of the Year?
He's got the inside track, there's no doubt. But again, I go back to my midnight comment about the New York Giants.
Yeah.
You know, the carriage is going to turn into a pumpkin at some point, man. I mean, Daniel Jones is a turnover factory. We have mountains of data on it. Mountains of
Daniel
data.
Jones, man. I don't.
He's a turnover factory.
Yeah,
though.
he is.
He is. Now, maybe the production team's been on strike or whatever it is, but the factory is going to be up and running again at some point. So I just, deep in my soul, as much as I'm jealous of the Giants, because they got house money now, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're 4-1. Again, why do we never get to play from the front? Yeah. When do we pop up and go 4-1?
Remember once we were 6-2 that one time?
Oh, like almost 2 decades ago? Yeah, I remember that was a great year. Like, when do we get the Giant season? It happens to everyone. Yeah, because of the amount of shine they're getting. They're 4-1, man. So it stands to reason they're at least going to be 8-9, even if they do collapse. 7-10 at the worst, which is way more than anybody thought with the Giants. So he's the inside track for sure.
No, you nailed it. Inside track. Would he be the odds-on favorite right now? The continuation, sure. But again, it's a long season.
All right, and third question in the nickel package. To be fair, I wrote these before last night's game, so I'm going to change it a little bit. Which was a worse call? The roughing the passer of Grady Jarrett on Tom Brady, where he slung him to the ground, or the roughing the passer we saw last night, where Chris Jones literally had the ball in his hand. Derek Carr made the tackle on him and got the roughing the passer call. Which was the worst call?
They're both egregious. And the time has come. I know that we don't want to do it because we don't want to take more time. You got to review these old guys running around out there trying to keep up with the best athletes in the world. I can't take it anymore, man. Yeah. You got to go take a second look at that.
How can you not? You have to. How can you not when it affects the outcome of the game in such a disparaging way? Mm-hmm. Right? Wins and loss, at the end of the day, that's controlling it. If you're going to replay everything else, and I know that they have those little guys in the top spot out for concussions or calling down for player safety or whatever like this, call down and take the extra few minutes to review, because I think as a fan, you just want it to be called right. And then it's gross. It's gross as an athlete. I mean, I just be shaking my head. I like, how can I play? The rules are hard enough to play defense and tackle as it is that when you do, like the Grady Jarrett one,
that was embarrassing.
He did everything to the fact of where you see
he even pulled back. He pulled back.
He pulled back. He rolled off him, tried to get off him. Even to the disparaging, where you saw the second play of the game or whatever, where Mason Crosby got in last night. There was a couple sacks that were called that guys didn't go to the ground, right? Because guys are scared. But I mean, I just think it's deplorable. Because then it goes into if you're trying to get it right, it's the whole point. If you're gonna do replay and anything, then replay everything. Yeah. Just get it right.
Yeah, and that's where I am too. Here's what I'll never understand, and I've said this about replay from day one. I like replay because it ultimately it gets it right most of the time. It's up on the stadium screen or on your TV screen literally 4 seconds after the play happens. Yeah. So what's the holdup, man?
I don't know. If I'm a defensive player in the NFL next week, I'm coming out and I'm killing the court. I'm hitting him as hard as I can. I'm going to get a flag anyways. I'm killing him.
Get your money.
Well, that's, it's almost where it's going to come. Almost going to come to it is at different parts of the game.
Yeah.
Right. Because what's the worst part? Worst part is when I'm trying not to take a penalty, and when I'm going out of my way and being proud of myself that I did everything that I was told, and then I get flagged for it. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's tough.
Because that's integrity. It's to the integrity of the game, right? That's what we're talking about here. It ruins the integrity of the game, of what all the hours. I mean, props to the Atlanta Falcons head coach for not he was minding his paycheck and stuff like this. But the fact that
I would have set fire to that press conference.
I would have lost my marbles. Yeah. I would on the sideline. That's why I can't coach.
I would have set fire. Fourth down.
Next question in the nickel package. Thanks to the greatest NFL player of all time, Justin Tucker, the Ravens got another win. John Harbaugh, I think, is a top 5 NFL coach. He's closing in on all-time coach. He's looking very good. He's always good. If he gets another Super Bowl, he'll be in that conversation. Are the Ravens a legit Super Bowl contender this year?
I want to say yes because I love Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I do. But are they going to go to Buffalo and win?
Can't see
Are
it.
they going to go to Kansas City and win?
Can't see it.
Are they more likely to go to Buffalo or Kansas City and win? Or are they more likely to have the Chargers go to Baltimore and win? You see, I'm working backwards for it here. And that's I can't say yes, because if I don't think you can win in Buffalo or Kansas City, then you can't win the Super Bowl, because you have to win in Buffalo or Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl. If you can't get to the Super Bowl, therefore you can't win it. So no, D-Mac.
I say no too. Didn't we just? And you're giving John Harbaugh his flowers. Give him his flowers for not making the same mistakes as he had, but he's made some horrendous coaching decisions this year that has cost his team victory, especially with letting a huge comeback, by Miami and stuff like this. So, to your point too, Neal, when you break it down, no, I don't think so.
Okay, final question of the nickel package. Who will finish with a better record this season? Two struggling teams, the Los Angeles Rams or the Denver Broncos?
Rams, no brainer. That's how cooked the Broncos are.
Oh,
I hope
okay.
It's only 6 or 7. I think the Broncos win 5 games.
Oh, you think it's going to be that bad?
I think it's like that. It's not getting better. You know why? Because they're in a worse. I think that. Here's the thing: as a Lions fan, I'm happy to be a Lions fan, and I'm not a Broncos fan, because I don't see where's the way out with the money that they're paying that guy who's cooked. They'd have a coach that has as little as an idea of coaching as our guy does. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I think they're a 5. I think they're going to 5 wins.
You start working backwards on that. They still got to play the Chiefs twice. They got to play the Chargers twice. They got to go to Tennessee. They're playing the Raiders. They got to go to Baltimore. D-Mac's right.
Yeah.
D-Mac's right.
5 wins.
Say it again for the people in the
Who
back.
has more wins, the Lions or the Broncos?
Oh, I got this feeling down in the pit of my stomach that I don't want to talk about at parties.
Yeah.
That I think like the Lions are going to do something.
They're going to rip off like 5
4
or 6
out of 5 at
last,
the end of the year, and it'll crush my soul.
Yeah.
And it'll just set fire to everything. That I think that they can do the right thing and lose the next 3 with little difficulty. I'm a little concerned about that Dolphins game.
Depends if Teddy Bridge is back. I think that the Dolphins will win, no problem.
Yeah, see, there you go. Now you're talking on ifs with. I am mortified. I am hella concerned that they're going to do something like 3 of 5 at the end and just end up picking 7th instead of 2nd.
Right, you nailed it earlier when we were talking. All you hope is that the Vikings and Green Bay are within a game, so Green Bay has to come in at the end of the season and actually play. You know what I'm saying? Like guys, teams usually sitting guys out against us, giving us a better chance. We don't need any of that.
No.
I mean, it doesn't seem to matter right now with what we're doing, so it's just frustrating. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest dumpster fire in this league, right? Because I can see our way out. I don't see, if you're a Broncos fan, man, that would suck.
Yeah. Can I get a quick nip in here? A quick legend killer moment that I got to address in the chat. I'm sorry, Lions fans. I love him as much as the rest of us. Justin Tucker is better than Jason Hanson. He is.
Oh, yeah.
He is. They're saying in the chat, no, Jason Hanson's better. In the Woodward Sports chat, no. Justin Tucker is the greatest kicker of all time. Like, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as a kicker. Like,
you know what else is wild about it too? You catch his interview?
Yeah.
It's binary for me.
Oh, yeah.
I make the kick, I'm good. I miss the kick, I'm no good. Yeah. I love that.
He's the man. I love
Justin
Justin Tucker.
Man, and he's a kicker.
Yeah. Like, I would buy a Justin Tucker jersey.
I'm with you.
He's the dude.
I got to get the picture of the field goal against the Lions autographed by him.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, I got to get.
I'm gonna get stick one.
Next time he does a signing, I gotta hook that up for sure. Hey, big boy.
Big boy.
That's right. You guys know what it is.
Delicious.
It's all about the burgers and the loaded fries. It's not just the Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. So the chili cheese. You know that's a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the Bacon Blue. Let's talk about fries. Let's talk about loaded fries. Let's talk about chili cheese fries. Let's talk about baked potato fries. Let's talk about nacho fries. They absolutely slap. Can confirm.
Delicious.
What are you guys doing? Go to Big Boy right now.
Burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries.
NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club, get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors by at least $5. Spencer Raxter, listen up. You can pick up the Australian Gold Designer Skin Caltan and Swedish Beauty Lotions. Yay! ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your Vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations. More on the way. It's homecoming season. Asked about getting the airbrush tan at your local Chili Peppers Tanning Salon.
Chili Peppers Tan.
And I know some of you are in school right now watching the show while you're in school at high school.
Oh, yeah.
You've jumped in the chat thread before on WoodwardSports.com. So, remember.
That's how you got to do it.
It's HOCO season. That's what I was told. I was also told that it's time for the college edition nickel package. Now we move over to our guy, Sam Flannel. 5 down, Sam Flannel. First down.
First down. Let me pull it up. After missing Saturday's matchup versus Texas A&M, is Bryce Young's Heisman campaign officially over?
Well, yeah. The second that J.J. McCarthy was named the starter, Bryce Young's Heisman campaign was over. And then the emergence of Blake Corum as well, that only made it a bigger mountain to climb for Bryce Young. So yes, it's over. There's no doubt where's he gonna there's no room for Bryce Young at the end. Look at it. You have CJ Stroud, JJ McCarthy, Blake Corum. There's no other spots left up on the stage for Bryce Young. He can do all the Dr. Pepper commercials he wants. He's cooked, Sam Flannel. It ain't happening.
Wow. That was so tone. It was not even funny. That tone was so
That was on purpose, though.
I know it was.
Okay.
I think that after what we saw, here's the thing. What happened to Alabama this weekend with him being hurt and not playing only helps him if he comes back and balls out to show that he is that team. So I expect that. Although I will say this right now, and I wanted to make this proclamation, right? And I'll stand here today and say Darren McCarty says that there will be a national champion, and it will not be Georgia or Alabama this year.
Ooh.
Okay? I've seen
you know
I've seen enough.
Low key.
I've seen
I'm
enough of right, and like you probably went over my picks. I gagged it. I went 0-3 this weekend.
Oh, we did. Absolutely, we did.
Yeah, no. But because I was going with you got to show D-Mac. I was doing my Rick Ross show me, and Alabama showed me what everybody was telling me defensively and stuff like that. Now I think they still have the offense, and if they do, Bryce Young's the reason for it. But I think there's a new champion. I'm betting the field over the rest of them as of today.
D-Mac, as I get it together and I start putting it together, man, you're not way off. I could be converted soon.
And you know what? Small shout out because I didn't say that. Our boy, Mr. Brennan down at San Jose State, that team's playing well.
Absolutely, they are. They're getting people right.
They're getting people
23-8.
I know.
I was getting. I got
Mr. Cup, but I'm saying, isn't it nice to?
I got some 2 a.m.
college
tweets.
Coaches understand that they get the rub. Who else do we give the rub to? I'm sorry to hijack this, but it's like DCFC too, right? Come get some Big D rub. Come get some Big D rub.
I'm out to Anton Openo to get him in studio tomorrow.
Oh,
so
yes. And how about my boy Matt? Like, I haven't had a shit Matt, my boy Max Rodriguez with the trick.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go. Fire up Northern Guard.
Second down.
Some Big D rub, baby.
All right. Is Tennessee a legitimate threat to win the SEC this season?
Hell yeah, they are.
No.
Not yet.
Come on.
Well, not
Easy,
yet.
guys. Easy.
Neal. Yeah, I mean, but can we agree that, can we revisit this question in a few weeks? Right?
Well, we can revisit it on Monday.
Well, no, obviously, whatever like this, but closer than any other year, Neal, would you say in the past few that we're beating off of the last topic of not thinking that Alabama and Georgia? Is Tennessee the team?
Okay, but I'll tell you
what.
what.
If there was a team, would it be Tennessee?
If they do it, it's because they beat Alabama this week and they went to Georgia and won. So you show us.
It's a no-brainer. Yes, show us.
No, they got no
They
shot.
get to show us.
They're not winning both of those games. No way.
Yeah, that's about what I think. Okay, third down. Is C.J. Stroud already the most impressive Ohio State quarterback of all time?
Yes. He's good. We've seen this ilk before, though, right? Like the Troy, you go back to the Troy Smith years and things like that. Like, we've seen this variant before. I'm not saying they're the same guy. I'm not saying that. But this has more to do with the history of it all. I'm still looking for the first good pro quarterback out of Ohio State. Now, I understand the history has nothing to do with the present, but I just have a hard time wrapping my mind around it. But at the same time, he's the Heisman guy.
Is C.J. Stroud
he's got the Heisman.
Most legitimate Ohio State quarterback that you've seen, or that you would, like you said, if you're putting him in as a front runner to the Heisman, then he's obviously doing things at a high level. We'll see if he can get Ohio State.
JT Barrett, as Mike G says, JT. Right. We've seen this act before. That's fair.
But C.J. Stroud's better.
C.J. Stroud is, I think he's better. Like, he's showing me what I was told that he was going to be, right?
Justin Fields.
We've seen this act before, and I won't believe it until I see it.
Justin Fields played pretty well in the second half against the Vikings this past week, just for the record.
And if he can somehow outduel J.J. McCarthy for the Heisman, then if he does that, then I'll be on board.
Game. Oh, the Heisman game.
Heisman is on the line.
Triple Heisman. 2 on one side, one on the other.
A Heisman triple threat match.
Wow, there it is.
What down are we on?
We are on fourth, actually. It goes by fast. More likely to be a Heisman finalist, Hendon Hooker of Tennessee or Dorian Thompson-Robinson of UCLA?
Give me the hook.
I think UCLA's got a more friendly path to that, because let's be real. They both got to go undefeated.
Probably.
They do, because you got J.J. McCarthy already with the seat at the table, right? Yeah, Blake Corum already with the seat at the table.
Yeah.
So they either have to add a seat, or those two will have to go undefeated. I just don't think Hendon Hooker, if he wins those games, 100% he's there.
Absolutely.
And you have to choose between J.J. McCarthy and Blake Corum. You will. So with all that being said, yeah, if he wins the games, he's there. I will give him that.
I'm going USC because it seems that they have, you look at what USC and what even UCLA, what they're doing out in the, in the pack. It's something that's a little different. I think that, like you said, if there's any spotlight that's on out west, it's on USC. So I think that they continue to get the job done if they're going to consider to keep themselves in the conversation of getting to the Final Four, right? There's a big reason for it.
Real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Petty Grimes said you guys had Alabama winning against Texas A&M by 40, and they barely won.
I did.
Yeah, not me.
That was me.
Yeah.
And then now I said I've seen everything.
They take way too many penalties. I thought the Texas game was an outlier because they were on the road and everything like that. They take way too many penalties. And at some point, you never outrun your weakness. When you lose, ultimately, it's because your weakness got you.
And you know what? That's sort of the Alabama way in the past, where they were sort of uber talented on all sides of the ball to overcome that. Now they're not.
This is a reload year for them.
Bryce Young.
It technically is.
Bryce Young being out had something to do with it. That freshman quarterback was not ready to play. He clearly showed it, but he turned the ball over a lot. He can't.
No. But the penalty, they took a lot of penalties in that game again. It's not clean.
No, I get it. It'll come back to bite them at some point, or at least it could. Okay, fifth down. The last down of the day. Is the Pac-12 the second best conference in college football, with teams like USC, UCLA, Oregon, Utah? What say you?
Your emotions, and I love this response because your emotions right away guide you to say, no, absolutely not. But it probably is. It probably is. And you know what is funny about it? We got in this discussion yesterday to internalize this with all of us. The Big Ten's pretty far down on the list because they ain't the Pac-12. They're not even the Big 12. And you went this way this whole chat's going to go right now yesterday, and you said, no way. You had that pre-described emotional response to it, Sam. Oh, no way. That's crazy talk. They're way better than the Big Ten.
It was the initial reaction. Oklahoma's obviously down. They're having their worst year they've had in years, but then you said they would still beat every Big Ten team except Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, and I can't deny that.
Yeah, who you betting your mortgage on?
Oklahoma, except all those three.
Every single time. So,
like we can all agree that the football on the West Coast has gotten increasingly better. Like it's something that we have to notice. And when you say that there's a tell. What's their worst team going to do in our division, right? Against our teams, and seriously, probably beat 8 of them, right? At least, or have that chance. So, I mean, right now the reality is that the Big Ten isn't what the Big Ten used to always be, and the rest of the leagues are getting better.
Yep, and that's the scenario. And man, you just look at Iowa, man.
Dear God.
Hey, nice game, Iowa.
Yeah, and Michigan State.
Nice game, Iowa. Good job. We're talking hockey when we come back. We're going to get into it. We're going to get a little deep in the woods. Tell them about Mr. Phillips, though, Sam Flannel.
All right. Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. This is Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. We will be right back.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. The Red Wings released a 23-man roster. And, we'll open up the floor to Mr. Darren McCarty. And D-Mac, as you look around the room and, there weren't a ton of surprises. I guess you could say some doors were left open. I think as far as the season progresses, anything stand out to you?
No, I think the biggest one, right, is the two things was where was Simon Edvinsson? Was he going to start? Was he going to make the team out of camp like Mo Sida did last year, or is he going to be sent down to play? I'm gonna table him for a minute because I want to get back into explain why I think it's more important for him at this state in his career to go down to Grand Rapids and get ice time along with Jonathan Bergeron, who was down there setting the rookie scoring record last year. It's about ice time. I think the biggest one is Elmer Soderblom, obviously being the 6'8" giant that he is. Another 6-rounder, Spence. Maybe that's the Detroit key, like your boy Rodrigo. But that's the exciting part. And obviously, too, former first-rounder Joe Veleno being able to, come back and crack the roster. So you look at a guy like an Adam Ermanni, who's there, going to be probably one of their extra guys in and out of the lineup, providing physical force. Oscar Sundqvist the same way. But as I look at this roster and what I coming out of training camp, you're looking, obviously Andrew Kopp, to see him, the big free agent signing, on forward. Now we expect the Larkins, the Bertuzzis, to continue to do what they do. Obviously, Verana, Zadina, Rasmussen, a lot of guys getting a lot of opportunity, But now it's to go out and play. As I look at this roster and I look at the ages and stuff like that, we're building. Now, if I look on defense, and I saw in the chat thread somebody said, other than Sider, who do you expect a big year from defensively? And I think that the big thing is you're going to hear, and I preach it all the time because Derek Lalonde preaches it as a 1-1-3, but it's goals against. It starts in the goaltending on out, but it starts with defense. And then the person that I'm going to put the big spotlight on this year is Filip Hronek. Filip Hronek is my Filip Zadina for you of last year.
It's time.
Now, what you've seen, if we're going to break down the defensive pairings, is what they've done. And I love what they've done with Mo Sider and added Ben Sherratt. Because he's got the sandpaper. He's a physical guy, but he's a veteran. He knows this league. He's well respected. So when I say keep the flies off, the second year, make it easier for Mo. But Filip Hronek, and probably playing with Olli Mata, who is a more defensive player, is going to enable him to open up. But Filip Hronek's the guy that I'm going to watch early, because last year we could all agree that it wasn't the best of years for him. Also, too, you look at, between Robert Hagg and Jordan Osterley, who's the Dearborn Heights native, we're probably in and out of the lineup. But, solid, when your fifth and sixth guys are solid guys that can play a lot of minutes and are more known defensively, that's always a bonus and a good thing. And in net, it's going to happen. So, I like this lineup. I think that, if I'm looking at it, are we expecting Verana to score 35, 40 goals if he's healthy? Absolutely. David Perron, the acquisition, is going to add some sandpaper to that second line, and we've talked about on the power play and the one-timer. And this Dominic Kubalik, as we've seen in preseason stuff like this kid's a player, man. Former first rounder for a reason, and that's what a pickup. And I think that from what you've seen is you've got the offensive talent. It's all about how they come together defensively, if they can keep the puck out of the net and improve on all those aspects. So we're underway. Now, let's go back to Edmonton, right? I want you, the biggest thing where we have to understand, why was it Mo Sider able to make the transition? If we remember, Mo Sider was over here after drafted into the AHL, then COVID happened, had to stay in Sweden, played another year over there in the Swedish Elite, got the extra year. So if we look at it as comparing him to Simon Edvinsson, he's had an extra year of preparation. Why is that important? Spencer, bring up the graph that I always say, Olympic ice versus NHL ice. So if you're watching on the woodwardsports.com, you can see, I've put up a graph about where you can see the difference in sort of size and the width of an NHL rink, and it says IHF, International Ice Hockey Federation rink, right? Not only is the width, the distance in the neutral zone is bigger, the dots are bigger, if you can see the space between the boards, right? And the hash marks and stuff like this.
The crease is like 2 feet bigger,
right?
3 feet bigger.
Behind the net, but what you're talking about, right, is more space, more time. You're talking with the biggest, fastest guys in the league. There's not time to react. So this is the thing that the young guys, and I think what they're looking for, he's going to play 20, 25 minutes a game down there, right? When these guys that are going, it's not a punishment. It's just something that'll get him acclimated and hopefully help him. You will see Simon Edvinsson this year, right? And I'm sure you'll see Jonathan Berggren, right? It's interesting to see what happens with Hirose and Giovanni Smith, different guys like that who are sort of the fringe guys. But if I'm looking at this lineup going into this year, I got to say it's been upgraded, at least a point, maybe 1.5 from last year. I see guys on this roster that will be here when this team goes on a huge playoff run, probably plays for the Stanley Cup again. Legitimate guys. So not all of them, but it's a start. I think the biggest spotlight, obviously, congratulations to Elmer Soderblom, first guy to wear 85 since Peter Klima.
Now, hey, Peter Klima was one of my guys. Like, you guys know I have.
You just love this tape job because he went black and white striped tape job.
No, it wasn't even that, D-Mac. It was the fact that he was number 85, the fact that he wore the garbage can helmet, the Jofa garbage can helmet. I like that. The speed that he played with and stuff like that. That's a big deal to me. I want some attention brought to that, because if you rock the 85, the first since Peter Kleeman to do it, you better be good. It's like a soccer player that wears white cleats.
Well,
you better be good.
Can I let you a little behind the curtain, as they say in wrestling, a little bit? So the vice president and general manager was here and played with Peter Kleeman. And he's been here to whatever else. So I would think that maybe there's something there about having him have that jersey that maybe, meant, like, it doesn't go put it this way, it doesn't go unnoticed by Steve, or there's a reason that he's wearing that number. Right?
That's cool, actually. All right, I'm down.
Okay?
I asked the questions.
You don't get everything's for a reason when it comes past the 1919. Just know that, right?
Hey.
There's a reason he's wearing 85, not 25. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I wanted him to wear 25, but we got to keep him away from D-Mac, so we don't want him, that kind of player. But again, what you're going to see is what we've seen in exhibition with this kid. He's got the skill set, and I'll say it all year, if he learns how to use his length to his advantage, because it can't be defended. It's like Calvin when you throw him the jump ball on 3 guys. If you throw it high enough, he's going to over-elevate. You can't defend it, right? We've seen it so many times. So I'm excited for Friday, for everybody going down. If you're going down to LCA, the festivities, I think the red carpet as guys come in around 4:30, which is always a cool event outside. So look forward to seeing everybody down there. But again, excited for this year. Learning process, I'll say it the same, is that if we're having the conversation that you have to beat Boston and Ottawa the last 2 games of the season to get in the playoffs, I think it's a successful year. So again, it starts Friday, and then you look at you look at what Nashville did to San Jose across the pond and sweeping them this weekend. So the NHL is underway. You got the Lightning Rangers tonight. You got NHL hockey coming back and stuff like this. So exciting time of the year, definitely. I'm excited for a lot of these guys. We'll see.
No, and look, I am too, because I think that the Red Wings have the most realistic look at the playoffs. And I don't want to see everybody get hurt again, because we're 0 for 2 now. With the Tigers, and what happened with the Lions, we're 0 for 2. But going back through it, I think that this is the most realistic look we have at the playoffs. I think people are way overvaluing where the Pistons will go this year. Way overvaluing it.
Yeah, they're 30, 33, 35 games.
And that's if everything goes
Neal,
right.
we say this all along, and I know it's like almost dumb to say and cliche and stuff like this, but it's so freaking important. And especially, I know, so in hockey, is that first month of the year, you can't
you can't put yourself in a hole.
Can't be chasing. Like look at our Tigers and look at the Lions and everything like that. We're done. First month of the year, we got to be in this. Now, we proved last year that we could stay in it, for half the year, and I think we were surprised the first half, then the wheels fell off. I think we're looking for more of that consistency from the beginning of the year, and if we can stay in the hunt, every game, you look at the lineups and you look at the rosters, it's Bettman hockey. It's all about, you're talking about the NFL and being, everybody being the same. I mean, that's Bettman hockey to its finest. So, but again, Neal, you nailed it. You can be excited, and it's okay to be excited. I'm not going to temper. Like I said, I put the Wings on my clock that I don't expect playoffs from them. Yes, they could make the playoffs this year, but next year, when it comes to the Red Wings, it's playoffs or nothing for sure.
Right, and that's fair. I believe that's fair. And look, I have questions. As you might imagine, D-Mac gets to play the good guy. I guess I'll play the bad guy. We've become accustomed to that, I guess. But
it's tone, bud. It's tone. My tone's just better.
Hey, you know what I like is we only have one more year after this year of Justin Ablocator at $1 million. I'm just saying, it's factual.
Yeah, I can't believe that. What about
No,
Elephant
but I mean,
Center?
it's
Are we
all
still
about
playing?
where you said where it goes to it. It's because of the books. And I just went through the roster and what's putting on there. I didn't even delved into your draft capital and salary cap to say, hey, where are we at? What can we do? Because you know what you're going to tell me? You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you like.
I have to get T.I. in here because that is the situation they're in. This is the last year, though. This is the final year. We got to deal with Franz Nielsen. $500,000 this year.
Thank God.
I got 500 on Franz.
Stacks on
500
deck.
G's.
The
Help
wings on ice.
Franz Nielsen is a better thief than the Saint. Val Kilmer in the Saint, man. Like it's incredible. He got all that money without a ski mask and a gun. He didn't hack any computer streams or anything.
And Neal says that his tone is out of pure jealousy.
Yeah.
Of how to get it done.
Oh,
Somebody
me
mentioned
too.
Justin Abdicator made $5 million in assist one year.
Good work if you can get it, man. Good work if you can get it. Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness. I'll get my Red Wing stuff in just a second. Planet Fitness offering the special $1 down, $10 a month. That fits under anybody's salary cap from now until October 14th. So you got to act fast. Join today in club or online, www.planetfitness.com. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day on Wednesday, October 26th. You can win prizes. Michigan State football tickets with a 1-year free black card membership to Planet Fitness as well. A signed Darren McCarty jersey. A signed Braylon Edwards jersey. Hey, I'll autograph a salary cap sheet for you if you want that as well. Yeah. I'll sign off on it for the Red Wings one in particular. But PlanetFitness.com, as we said, it's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty,
where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
What's up, D-Mac here at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Look at these beautiful weather outside. You might have a bog project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're talking hockey. That's right, Red Wings kick things off on Friday? Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Friday at LCA against the Canadians. They played a game like last week over in Europe. I still don't like that.
Yeah, they play, and the Red Wings don't play until Friday, and then they play Friday, like you said, at home, Saturday, I think, in New Jersey, and then Monday in LA.
Oh, perfect.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
Let's get her going. I was just out there. They like the weather.
They always do. Absolutely always do. All right, D-Mac, so I have some questions.
I got answers.
All right. So here's the deal with me, and just kind of more some general inquiries about it. And these are, you handle the on-ice stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll take a look at the lay of the land financially.
You should, because you that's what you bring me around to. Like, knowledge is power and all that information. And in today's, it's the same thing with analytics and everything like that. You have to put it in your recipe.
Well, the financials will tell you what's coming up next.
It's your recipe.
Yeah, in a roundabout way. So next year, as you look at the Red Wings, just over $40 million in cap space. Now, obviously, that's without Larkin on the books.
Okay, so let's give Larkin 10.
And that's without Bertuzzi on the books.
Let's give Bertuzzi 7.
Okay, so that puts you at
still got
23-ish. Yep, 23-ish million.
We're max, which still lets you have 2 max contract guys if you want.
If you want, right. So you can do it that way if you so choose. But for me, it's no different than what I talked about last year, especially getting down to it, where the thing that makes me rest easy about it is, yes, Dylan Larkin, local guy, right? Hometown hero. Everybody loves him, the captain. What makes me feel better about it is 1919, because there isn't any Halloween candy just for the sake of it being Halloween. And that is something for me. Look, if you want one money, you got to be a one player. Fair? That's fair, right? We're fair.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's what makes me sleep better. But 19 ain't just handing it out. I love it.
Hashtag Wiser Plan.
1919.
Dude, And let's dig deeper. I always say it because you've watched this person that we're talking about, and not Dylan Larkin, because he's the younger version, the hometown version of what Steve Yzerman was at 18 years old, coming in here and evolve into the player to whatever else, because he knows, and he doesn't give money away. So I highly expect, watching what Matt Barzal signed with the Islanders over $9 million for 7 years or 8 years or whatever like this, that it's a comparable size contract. Do I think Dylan Larkin's the guy? Yes. Do I think that he's proven that it's Dylan Larkin is Steve Yzerman, right? We need to get him as Sergei Fedorov. And when he gets his Sergei Fedorov to whatever else it is, whether that is, hopefully you mentioned Nathan, hopefully it might be an Austin Matthews. You have, because why do I say bring up that name, which would blasphemize Toronto? It's because you have the money to offer him. And you have the team, but it's a team thing. Now, this year, what I look for Dylan is the production to stay the same with Bertuzzi, with Raymond, but the leadership to get better. And you watch him develop as a leader. Didn't it take Steve Yzerman time to develop as a captain, right? Through the 90s, through the late 80s, all the time. He was the youngest captain in team history, but he had to evolve. So I think we're watching what Dylan is. I don't think you have to worry about the contract because he's got to get what he earns.
Right. And for me, it's pretty simple. Point a game-ish. Point a game guy. Which he did last year.
Which is a solid, which is
30-plus goals, point a game.
And he's to me, is that when he's your 1-2 guy, when your 1 and 2 guy can be interchanged depending on what it is, right? But the production's there, perfect.
What about this? And I know people get fired up because it's Brandon Katz saying it, but it's a legit question in my mind. Larkin is a line 2 center, not a line 1 center.
Yes, that's what I just said. When he gets, do you want to be a championship team? He's got to get his Fedorov. You want Dylan Larkin being your second line center at a point a game. And you have a guy that comes in that can, light it up a little bit. Yes, it's okay. And you still can pay him $9 and $10 million because that's the way it's set up. Yes, Brandon, great point. I mean, that's what I've always been saying, right? When he doesn't have to carry the load, when it's a team effort, and then you have that A guy ahead of you. Imagine then, Neal, when he doesn't have to carry the load. Because the biggest thing about Dylan Larkin, and what I love that I see in, is he realizes that he doesn't have to do it himself.
And
that's the biggest
true.
thing that I notice in talking to him and feeling the vibe of him, is that he's coming into, like, he knows it is his team. Everybody knows it's his team. But that's not a bad thing. It's the same way as it was Stevie's team. We go by, Dylan makes it go, but it's all the other guys in there that help. Steve Yzerman doesn't win without the rest of us. Sorry, no matter what Sam Flannel says.
So here's my secondary question then, because it's of the same ilk. The Tyler Bertuzzi thing. Mm-hmm. And I notice there's more pushback against Bertuzzi. And I don't know if it's the COVID vaccination thing.
Well, that won't affect him this year.
Right, no. But I'm saying, though, like the pushback in general against him.
To the full-in team thing.
Right.
To the are you in or in the way to win? No, that's the pushback. Yeah. The pushback is some people don't think that he's fully committed, which is BS. You have to know the individual kid and whatever like this. We're not getting into the politics of it. No. The fact is that whatever else is, he's going to play every game. And he is the integral part. And they all talk about it. You see Lucas Raymond talk about playing with Tyler Bertuzzi. Everybody talks about playing with Tyler Bertuzzi. Being around him lights up because they like being around him.
Exactly.
Right? So you can't trade that. And then you see the effectiveness on the ice. The one thing I always say is a Steve Yzerman team, to be a player on his team, is you have to have hockey IQ. You don't have to be a smart human being, but you got to have off-the-charts hockey IQ. There's Tyler Bertuzzi.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say, let alone, how he can score goals, how good he is on the ice, his IQ, his grit. Everybody loves him on the team. He is like the staple. They're all big Burt guys. He gets the locker room fired up. He's such a glue guy to that locker room. You cut his hair, man. He's serious.
You
cannot trade it.
But here's the deal, because I'm seeing this in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread right now. They're like $6 million a year for Bertuzzi.
Okay.
That ain't going to cut it, man. That ain't cut. He's a point-a-game guy.
Yeah.
30-goal scorer. Everything we just said about Dylan Larkin.
6 or 7, but here's the whole thing, right?
He does too.
But when Steve Yzerman walks up to you and says, "Hey, how about 6.5?
And here's the whole thing. To Tyler Bertuzzi's, he's his own man, bro. maybe Stevie's not going to want to pay him what he wants to get paid or whatever. You never know. That could be a conversation. I'm not saying that's a conversation to be had. But like you said, Stevie ain't giving anybody what they don't deserve. But what he's built is because he's seen the way that we had to do it, right? So he's put the money there, so the money is there that he does. If he has to pay him more than he wants, because at the end of the day, it helps bring a championship back. He's not gonna fret on $1 million to do that.
Right. It's just, I see it here. Bob Johnson says a point a game on a bad team. It's still a point a game with 30 goals in the NHL.
Yeah.
When your agent goes into the office, he puts the numbers up of the guys on good teams that were point a games with 30 goals and says, these numbers are the same here. So we're getting in that neighborhood. That's just the way it works, guys. It is. It's just the way it works.
It's more impressive to be a point a game guy on a bad team.
And you improve on the defensive parts, then the point a game guys will matter into wins.
Yeah. And since you have better players, here's something that's really, really wild. You'll win some faceoffs from time to time and actually have the puck more.
That's what I'm saying. It's more impressive for him to be a point a game guy on a bad team because he didn't have the guys. He didn't have
never had the
Verona.
puck. They lost every faceoff.
They lost every faceoff. Yeah, he scored 4
guys
goal
on
games.
a bad power play too. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's what it is for me. Mike G says Stevie will make a big trade with Bertuzzi, but see, like,
if it makes this team better moving on, nobody's safe, right? Unless he tells you they're safe, like I would think Mo Sider is. But if Stevie says no, and if it makes you a better team, then he's going to entertain it. But at the end of the day, if he does, he's not getting the raw end of a deal, ever.
That's big facts right there. That's what makes me sleep better at night with it. This is the difference between Al Avila and Steve Yzerman. This is the difference between...
Don't ever, please, you can put a couple other guys' names in the sentence, but maybe Scott Harrison firing the guy who's been around for 15 years in the scouting system. Maybe he's more into
and
Steve
the hitting
Yzerman.
coach.
He got my attention.
100%.
He's cleaning house. I love it.
Good.
The scouting director was it for, and I said those words. You want to show me? Change the way you've scouted. Okay, this guy's out. You showed us. He got my attention too. Like
right away.
That
but that's
singular
what I'm talking
move.
about. That's Steve Yzerman stuff.
That
right?
singular
Not going
move.
to sit around. Right.
That's why Steve Yzerman, to me, and this may put DMAC in an uncomfortable spot or whatever. That's why Steve Yzerman greater than Ken Holland. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Case closed. Case closed. Not closed.
And Kenny drafted me and paid me real well, and I'm part of the championships. But no, what Stevie's done is figured out how to evolve. Like Kenny was great. The game's changed, and over time and whatever, and the evolution. What Steve Yzerman has showed you,
and you ain't talking
is
about
that
on the ice.
He can
it's
evolve,
changed.
right?
It's not just on the ice.
Off the ice, the evolution. We're talking about draft capital and money and salary cap and stuff like this. You never talked about that before when you put a team together, when you had the ability, that's the one thing. You know what? At least Kenny Holland, give him his props. Mr. Let's open the pocketbooks, and he cashed in for you.
Big facts, man.
Big facts.
Hey, I don't want to talk about ham and Swiss.
But you might have to sometime. Just kidding, not right now. Time to talk about Swiss, not ham and Swiss. Swiss Insurance Group. Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop a medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in no out-of-pocket cost to insure your children. Check with Mark at Swiss Insurance and make sure your family is protected.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rex. You know what?
A little tighter.
Dude. We were talking about
Altered the britches.
And the Wings, with the $40 million in cap space next year. Let me see what we're looking at. And again, this is obviously without Bertuzzi and Larkin on the books. But in 2 years, when Austin Matthews hits the free agency, because next year will be his walk year, the Red Wings will be sitting, I believe this will be without Vrana too, the Red Wings will be sitting on about $64.5 million in cap space. And that's without Vrana, Larkin, or Bertuzzi on there. So, that money can go away pretty quickly. I would love to just... and I was wrong, by the way. We do have one more year of Abdelkader after next year. Sorry. But I would love to just make Austin Matthews just choke on a contract and tell the Toronto Maple Leafs, suck on that, baby! and just stick it to him. I would love it. I would love it.
Here's the thing, Neal, right? Where if I say this team is 4 to 5 years away, where this year they get to run the clock out, next year's is a playoff, you add an Austin Matthews for 3 years at $40 million, with whatever, like 13 a year.
Overpay to shorten the term.
What I'm saying is because your window's 3 years, so you're trying to win like that. You're going to spend for that window because would he put you over the top with what you've built to that point? Why you be going out to get him? Absolutely.
I would love it.
It's in the ether. Put it out there.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
I would love to just take Toronto's hero.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And just make him choke on it.
Nothing would be happier. And then seeing him in Detroit winning playoff series.
Just being on the ice in the Red Wings uniform when Toronto's in town. Oh, my God, I would love it.
That would be amazing.
Suck on that, Toronto.
That would be amazing.
I would love it. What about that? I want to have this conversation
him and his
real
stupid
quick.
Mustache.
Just know that we get Bieber in the trade, too.
Hey, I'll take Bieber.
Yeah, Bieber bites.
The Timbits, too.
Yeah,
Timbits,
that's what I'm saying.
Ethan Brown. So many people are stuck on moving Bertuzzi. Y'all better get unstuck about that. And here's the deal. So, Ethan, I'll flip that back on you. Then what's your number? What's your number? Because, again, if Larkin's a $10 million a year guy, which DMAC, that's certified. DMAC, that's his opinion on it. If he is, Bertuzzi's at least 8. Point-a-game guy, 30-plus goals. That's about the market for it. Are you guys comfortable with that? Are you guys comfortable with $56 million for 7 years? Are you guys comfortable with that? Ethan, that's my question to you, because that's the number it's going to take.
If these are the guys, that's what you don't have to worry about. That's why the hashtag Wiser play 1919. Do you trust the guy who's making that decision, whether he does or he doesn't? Right? Because whether he does or he doesn't, he's going to explain to you what he did and why he did it, if you listen.
Right. So those are the questions that I have. Rack says, Neal throwing in the Adam Cole, baby. I would just love to look Toronto, the entire city and metro area of Toronto in the eye and just tell them, suck on that.
I know there's a great points made about how endorsement deals and how he's locked in and he never leave Toronto and stuff like this or whatever, but you never say never. That's what I'm saying. That's great points, everything, you're right, but we've seen other guys. Like when Chris Chelios came to the Red Wings from Chicago, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Tammy Chin says, at least I get a minute of hockey talk. I know she's coming back for lunch. Well, Tammy, subscribe to the podcast on all the podcast outfits out
You got
there.
about 30 minutes, Tammy. I went in at her about 24
on WoodwardSports.com, you can rewind.
There you go.
Check it out.
So Tammy Chin, do that. You can just go right back and fire through it all pretty much instantly. So it's out there.
Nothing is more gratifying in sports than Toronto Maple Leafs fans' tears.
I love it.
Hey, Mike G, I already text Shaney and tell him we're going to steal his guy. Don't worry. I keep texting him. He doesn't know it's me. I don't do it for my number, though, but I say we're going to lose him. So that's secret too. Don't tell him. Between you and me, Mike, because we're tight.
So, there you go. And Tammy Chin says, I will be going back and rewinding. So do that. Yeah, WoodwardSports.com. So, again, we're to that. We've gotten through, I think, like the drafting the core part to some degree. with the Red Wings. He's gotten, when you look at the players that he's acquired and you look at where they are, the Raymonds and the Siders and stuff like
these
that.
guys. They're still you got the Marco Caspers
you
drafted this year.
They're still chock full of.
Here's the brilliance now. Right? Remember the word percolate back in the day where the guys would be in Grand Rapids and then you'd be drafted and then you might not see them because you had the team made. Well, the guys that you're drafting, you will know and you will see whether they can be a part of this team moving forward sooner than later.
There you go. And then you just keep it revolutions. You just keep it spinning, and all the draft picks that you have up there that are coming through the system, it's stocked. I think it's stocked to replace itself as you roll through. Maybe throw one more draft log on the fire this summer, and then away you go.
That'll never stop.
Yep.
That'll never, that's the whole thing.
Revolutions.
As Drapes, I wonder if he's in Finland today or whatever like this.
Revolutions.
Watching games, this, that, everything.
You can't have the Tigers numbers. Those are rookie numbers. You need to pump those numbers up.
It's not winning.
Absolutely. We won today, so we appreciate y'all jumping into the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching Big D Energy. Well, see you later.